KP, good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, down there on the bottom there, 706-889-9700, that is our 24-hour news hotline. That is the show phone, and it is manned now. I used to keep it over here trying to balance it, so we do have somebody watching that at all times. You want to send a text message, you want to call, we have somebody that will answer that phone if you called right now. What's your message? And then we will start really pushing, trying to get some callers involved in the next weeks to come. All right, so let me go back. I want to look at the headlines real quick. Now, see, I just jumped. Around 9:30, I like to jump on some of the web pages. From the Hill this morning, Trump's sinking poll numbers embolden Democrats to play hardball. I told you that this morning. It's going to be on gun control. We're going to talk about it here in a second. I told you this morning. Right? 39% approval rating. You go on Facebook. Trump is supported by 88% of Republicans. Oh, that's half true. They're kicking him from everywhere you go. So the Democrats are emboldened by poll numbers? No. They're emboldened by the deep state corrupt corporate media that has everything going, and the tech guys there like Facebook that are all on board, right? Okay, so let's go with that one. And then the other one there I want to go to because I want to get to something else. Supreme Court allows full enforcement of Trump asylum rules. They're not Trump asylum rules. They're the rules that we have in place that are not wrong. We're enforcing rules. Anyhow, okay. Now, buying votes. I don't want you to get upset here because this is straight vote buying. But if you don't think Republicans buy votes, I don't know what to do with you. I can tell you every time. Now, you can get mad. So there's like times where you're like, BKP, why do you have to say that? You don't need to say that. It wasn't necessary. Was it necessary to say that? What'd you stop? I'm going to tell you what I will say. Brian Kemp, governor of Georgia, bought votes with his school teacher raise. You say, I like the governor, but he bought school teacher votes by throwing out there a $5,000 a year raise, and now he's going to get the other two. He gave him three, he's going to get him the other two. Boom, buying votes. Boom, boom. Warren unveils Social Security plan that raises benefits by $200 a month. Boom, buying votes. I mean, Granny's sitting there. She's 78. Grandpa couldn't make it past 72. She's all alone. She could use a couple extra $200. Boom. Those Social Security checks. Woo, that's vote buying. Government Social Security checks. Interesting. Where's my money? They're just giving me $200 back that they wasn't giving me. All the argument there, but she unveils an extra $200 a month. My God, you can get your hair done and you can change around the shopping list. So, let's end today with this. Give me, I don't know if I have, I think I might, okay. Let's see if I have anything on the old picture front here. Okay, now here is a judicial nominee from yesterday. Let's go with number 32, okay. Stephen Menashe. What did you say that? Menashe. Stephen Menashe. He is a appointee to the U.S. Court of Appeals nominee. Now, he looks like he's got some senators giving him hell. So yesterday, Steve Menashe is in confirmation. Now, I want to ask you something. I mean, we talk about dirty, dirty media and senators every day. When is the last time the news led, okay, with one of Trump's appointees to the court? Kavanaugh? After that, have you seen a top story? Let's go to number 31. 1. Okay, number 31. Trump's judicial pick frustrates senators by refusing to answer questions about time in Trump White House. Now, Why is it interesting that yesterday of all days they find this lower level appointee where the rest of the appeals courts or whatever the courts are, where the rest of them, they're just sailing through, they're not making headlines. They're on page 6 and 7 of the newspaper, they're not making headlines. MSNBC is not going after it. Why? Let's go to number 30. All right, there's Dick-ass Durbin. So Trump's judicial pick frustrates senators by refusing to answer questions about the time in the Trump White House. So little Dickie Durbin there, I'm frustrated. You're frustrating me. Answer the question. When is the last time now this is not Brett Kavanaugh. So let me go here, and now I want to put this up and I want to leave it. 32. Stephen Menashe, U.S. Court of Appeals nominee. Now today, they are attacking this guy. The whole group. Let me read something to you. Okay? I got it here. This came out, this is on 9/7/19. Let's see, that's not long ago. Is it 5 days? Do the math. From the Hill, Trump stacking lower courts. President Donald Trump and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell are together carving out a lasting judicial legacy, one of enormous implications for reproductive health and rights. 13 right-wing judicial nominees were hastily confirmed before the Senate August recess. And Trump nominee 12 more this week. 12 more this week. Well, it's this week, huh? To confirm when Congress returns Monday. They're whisking them right through and nobody's talking about it. Do they have to look like at least they're putting up a fuss? Big Law Business, this is from Big Law Business, and this happens to be September 11th. Oh, that was yesterday. Trump reaches 150 judicial appointees as Senate resumes push. So why right now start picking this guy apart? Lower court. They've already put 150 judicial appointments as Senate resumes. Senate approves 6 more nominees to district court. President Donald J. Trump has reached the 150 judicial appointments as the Senate cleared 6 more on Wednesday. That was yesterday, right? Including 2 that were first nominated by Barack Obama. Senator Lindsey Graham, this is a historic milestone. Judiciary Chairman Lindsey Graham said in the statement following the final floor vote in the last judicial string, these conservative judicial appointments will impact our nation for years to come. Interesting. This is a record. Why are they not talking about it that way? Why is Stephen, say his name again, Menashe, why is he the one that they're really grilling right now? And here's one from NPR that I like, and we got to close up this. Trump's, and this goes back to August 5th, but I still wanted to bring it up because I was going through the little judge thing here. 150. Trump has 100. They will not highlight that. Trump's impact on federal courts. This is from NPR on August 5th. Judicial nominees by the number. President Trump can be the master of distraction, but when it comes to judges, his administration has demonstrated steely discipline. So why would he have discipline over this, huh? In 2.5 years that Trump has been in office, his administration has appointed nearly 1 in 4 of the nation's federal appeals court judges and 1 in 7 of the district court judges. NPR, right? And NPR is also, let's see, I forget what the other story was. I think NPR also said, Where's it at? Mostly white. As you look at it, let's see, I have it here, Republicans. And here it is. Trump's judicial, this is NPR, this is, Trump's judicial nominees, overwhelmingly white males. More than halfway through his first term, President Trump is making good on his promise to reshape federal judiciary by gender, 78% men, by race, 87% white. So there you go. That's all. That's all the, here comes the judge, People's Court. President, 150, breaking a record, conservative courts, and this is the attack smear you get. Yeah, that's it. All right, now I've got one more I want to, let me roll through what I don't have. All right, let's go to number 6. All right, we want to get this done. Business leaders to call on Congress to act on gun violence. New York Times. Doing nothing about Americans' gun violence crisis. Guns are not violent. Damn it, they're not. There's not a violence crisis with a gun that we have in America. Period. Doing nothing about America's gun violence crisis is simply unacceptable. The head of 145 companies tells senators in a letter. So leave this up here for a minute. I want to look. I had it here a minute ago. Hang tight. Why? How I lost this? There it is. So the New York Times has printed a letter that's sent today, number 12. Not number 12, say there. I'm sorry, September 12th. Dear members of the Senate, our hearts are with the victims, their families and loved ones, and all those affected by the tragic shooting in El Paso and West Texas and Dayton, Ohio. These families became members of a club that no one wants to join. The millions of Americans whose lives have been forever altered by gun violence. Now, let me tell you what happens. You have groups, okay? See, I can't get into this. Al Sharpton has a group, right? And they will solve, you remember the EPA would come up with really massive fines, okay? And then they come in your office and they start alleviating the fines. If you decided you'd send this charitable, the Rainbow Coalition this much money and the NAACP this much money, and they would bring the fines down. This is exactly what this letter is, okay? Is you have Moms Against Guns, gun violence. You have Small Town America Against. You have Michael Bloomberg's group. You have these gun advocacy groups that want to take them away, and they're going to all these corporations and they're saying, "Look, we won't attack you, we won't boycott you, we won't smear you on social media, but you got to pay us off." That's all this is. They got it. Publix come out yesterday with a statement saying to their shoppers, "Please don't open carry your weapon in the store." Right? Dick's Sporting Goods, Walmart. So this letter goes on. That's why we urge, here is the point they say, that's why we urge the Senate to stand with America, public, and take action on gun safety by passing a bill to require background checks on all gun sales and a strong red flag law that would allow courts to issue life-saving extreme risk protection orders. Hey, listen, you're going to have your card-carrying sanity card-carrying member. It's good for 2 years. You could lose your damn mind at any minute. So you're going to have a card. You're going to go to a shrink. You're going to pay the $125. You're going to get a sanity card. It says, okay, I think the guy can have a gun, all right? And the shrink's going to have amazing malpractice insurance because 10 years later it's going to be, hey, did this shrink tell you that this guy was okay? Call us today at this law office because we're going to get your money. Anyhow, 2 years later, you got to go get your shrink update card, right? I'm telling you right now. So anyhow, these corporations in this letter, they just sent this letter to them, and you've got, banks, Bain Capital, Credit Karma, Dick's Sporting Good, DoorDash, Echo Lab, Eventbrite, right? The Gap. Let's see, Group 9 Media. You go down through here, you got Horizon Media. Let's see, Levi's, 501 Jeans. You got these right here, and they're over 500. They're Uber. Then they have organizations with less than 500, and they got this massive list. And what this list really is what they've done is they've said, hey, you know what? We will not boycott you, attack you. We will leave you alone as long as you sign your name on this list. And that's the bottom line of what that is. 150 companies. Let me say this. Let me get to something else I want to get to here before we fly out the door here. I got it here. Hold on there, Baba Louie. I'll do the kathunking around here. Let's see. I had something else on the guns. I know I did. And I wanted to get it. Okay, number 38. I didn't want to leave without this. Number 38. Trump expected to make decision on gun control measure as soon as this week. Number 39. Toomey and Joe Manchin, senators make last-ditch plea to Trump on guns. Okay? So I'm just telling you right now, this week we're going to see what happens. The letter is 100. See, the letter has 150 companies, but what they've done is they said, you know what? We will not boycott you. We will not shake you down. Let's see, I got one other thing I want to make sure I get to before we close, because I've got only 1 minute left here, or 2 minutes. Let's go to, they're voting on the impeachment parameters. Okay, so let me get this. Impeachment parameters. Number 24. House panel to vote on impeachment parameters. So they're getting everything ready. They're going to vote on the parameters. Everything's going to be ready. And they're getting it ready. So this one guy, Harley Rodon of California, number 23. He says, House panel vote. He said, we've been cooking this frog for a while. It's like they, throw a frog in a boiling pot and he jumps out. Well, we put Trump frog in a pot and we've been turning up the water, the heat ever since. Number 22. There's a little something I want to get in here. Trump calling for negative interest rates. Number 21. UK Prime Minister has been accused of lying to the Queen. Oh, how dare you! Yeah, man, he's getting the Trump treatment. Trump treatment, that's what you call it, Trump treatment. Number 19. Michael Cohen interviewed behind bars. Prosecutors investigating whether Trump Organization falsified records. Well, yes, we told the insurance company that statue was worth, what do you think that statue is worth? $500,000? Up at the 8. Put it down. Put it on the inventory at 8. Oh my God! Wonder how many Americans understand that, right? And let me say this. We'll end with this right here. America, the Democrats say we're going to do everything we can because we're emboldened. And that's why every day things like number 7, Trump's approval rating dips to 39. And if yesterday you were hashtagging never forget, I'm good with that. And if today you've heard on the news the Libyan model and John Bolton, and you don't understand how that relates to the little rocket man, the little short guy over in North Korea, then look at number 1 here, okay? These are the 4 dead Americans, okay, in the Libyan model. Here's the dictator, number 4, Gaddafi, that made a deal with America. And here's number 5, when Gaddafi was drugged through the street. So Rocket Man didn't like Bolton's plan that, although Bolton doesn't have nothing with Benghazi, we gave that to Hillary and Susan Rice. Because, see, one thing the people around these dictators know is they're there for life or till somebody poisons them. Simple. They're there for life or they get poisoned. Second, these dictators know is, hey, when Trump leaves, it don't mean the next guy ain't going to appoint somebody that's going to kill my ass and drag me down the street. I'm your host, BKP. We're going to be out here, but I want to tell you tomorrow we're going to be at Sycamore Crossing. Sycamore Crossing, downtown Blue Ridge. 8 a.m. We will see you then. Take us out. Great show.